What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the very first episode of the Shrimp Cocktail Sports Podcast. My name's Jake Narachi, along with my co-hosts Alex Torolo, Darren Johnstone, and Andy Sarah. What's up, boys?
Going on, Jake? How are you?
I'm as good as you can be, with no sports going on. But it does look like we're starting to get stuff back. Major League Baseball today, actually. I'm actually watching the White Sox take cuts in Chicago. They started their summer camp, so they're on the way.
Yeah, a couple of Jose Abreu dingers would be nice to see.
So it looks like we're basically today we're just going to talk about some of the return to sports, any recent news in the sports world. We're going to start with baseball because I feel like that's where the most has come out. So everybody knows the labor stuff that was going on, why baseball kind of waited till this long to come back. I don't really want to get into that. Do you guys?
Everything's kind of been said about that.
Yeah.
I mean, there was fall on both sides.
Totally agree. But good news is they agreed to a 60-game season. The players get their full prorated salary. They'll be playing their home games in home stadiums. So the Yankees will be playing in New York. The Orioles will be playing in Baltimore, etc. There's some important dates during the season. Opening day looks like it's either going to be July 23rd or 24th. The rumored games are going to be the Yankees are going to be starting in D.C. against the Nationals. I believe I read that somewhere on Twitter. So the Yankees get to open up against the defending champs. The trade deadline will be August 31st. Regular season ends September 27th. And the postseason is over by November 1st. This is all, what goes without saying, this is all in case, unless the coronavirus gets worse. So guys, how excited are we to get baseball back?
I'm so pumped. I need to see Garrett Cole destroy worlds, break some hearts.
Did you see him pitching to Aaron Judge yesterday or this morning?
No, I missed that video.
Right now, literally right now on MLB Network, they're showing Garrett Cole pitching to Aaron Judge.
Oh my God.
Are the baseball playoffs begin November 4th? Are they aligning with the NHL playoffs, or have the NHL not decided?
The NHL is still a wild card at this point.
Yeah, we don't know what's going to happen. We'll get to the NHL.
Basically, in October, all four major sports are going to be playoffs.
It's going to be awesome. Hopefully, though, that's not guaranteed. Though
NBA is close, and we'll talk about that with the Orlando Center or Disney, wherever they're playing it.
Same thing.
MLB seems somewhat close. I have no idea about football and NHL.
Well, Major League Baseball, I think, will definitely start because, you're naturally social distance on the field anyway, but there's a lot of, really kind of crazy rules that they have to follow. Like, the pitchers can't, you know how pitchers, lick their hands kind of to get grip on the ball? They can't do that.
They gotta bring a wipe or something.
Yeah, they get, a wet rag or something. You have to social distance in the dugout, no spitting or chewing. You can't fight, so the Astros get off a little easy there.
Did you see that, when the manager comes out, he's got to stay 6 feet away from the ump to argue?
It's amazing. So we're not going to get the Aaron Judge Savage thing. Not Aaron Judge, Aaron Boone Savage thing.
No.
That's disappointing. We get a couple. So testing wise in baseball, they're going to be tested every other day, like coronavirus tested every other day. They'll have their temperatures taken every day. And if your temperature is over 100.4 degrees, you're going to get coronavirus tested. So if I were to walk into the Angels facility and get tested one day and it'd be fine, and then the next day I had 100-degree fever, I'd have to get tested again. Which seems fair.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got to look out.
For my trout, yeah.
Yeah.
But then we also, I think every sport is going to have players opt out. Baseball has a few. Ian Desmond, Mike Leake, Ryan Zimmerman, Joe Ross have all opted out of the upcoming season. There have also been a few positive tests. The Cubs have confirmed some. The Rockies obviously have also confirmed some. The Angels, the Dodgers, the Mets. The biggest ones recently were the Blue Jays and the Phillies. I think both had to shut down their facilities in Florida. I know the Blue Jays are going back to Toronto to train. I'm not sure. I think most teams are going to their home facilities to train, which makes sense.
Yeah, Florida's the last place you really want to be right now.
Yeah, which makes me concerned because, obviously, you guys have seen how the tri-state, New Jersey, Connecticut, and New York have all said, they have the travel bans, the 14-day quarantine if you're coming from Florida. And I know Cuomo said that the sports teams coming to New York, like the Rays and the Marlins, are exempt, but it still makes me a little nervous.
Yeah.
What else? We have a couple new rules also for baseball this year. Universal DH, which I like, honestly. I kind of feel like the pitcher in the National League is just an automatic out.
Wait,
So I like that a lot better.
they're doing universal.
Unless Big Sexy's pitch at the bat.
Right. But yeah, Shrimp, they are doing universal DH. But yeah, you're going to get the Madison Bumgarners or the guys who can actually hit. But you're also going to get, most of the time, you're going to get the guy trying to bunt or just trying not to get hit kind of thing, which it's a free out. I like and then this other rule I think is a little gimmicky, but I get why they're kind of trying it to speed the game up. If games go to extra innings, the innings will start with a runner on second base.
I actually like that idea. I saw who was arguing about it. I think Trevor May was talking about it. It definitely speeds up the game, though. I mean, when you have something like that, if you want these players off the field, and how many fields are they playing on? Like, where are they playing all the games at?
They're playing at home stadiums, so the Yankees will play at Yankee Stadium, the Mets are playing at Citi Field, Fenway Park, so on and so forth.
So it's like normal.
Yeah, it's like normal.
You gotta get those games quick and out of the way, especially with how short of a season you have in such a short span of time. I mean,
It's a fair point.
But if we're in extra innings already, game's already going on for 2.5 hours.
Right.
What's an extra 45 minutes at that point?
Well, also I think they're trying to avoid the uber long 18-inning games that you get every now and again.
Exactly. And it's much better than like the whole coin flip thing in the NFL, which if you're on offense, as we all know, if you get the ball on offense, Darren, your chances of scoring are a hell of a lot better than on defense because you might not even get that ball back.
You could also make a stop on 3rd and 10 to get the ball back, but whatever.
3 times in a row, but who's counting? Still not holding grudges.
But yeah,
offsides is a good penalty.
Offsides is a great penalty. Thank God for that. Camps are opening today. MLB Network's been rotating through pretty much everything. Social distancing. I saw Mike Trout was in the outfield. He had a mask on, so they're taking the precautions like that. And then other news that popped out from baseball is they officially canceled the All-Star game for this year, which it was going to happen anyway. It was going to be in LA at Dodger Stadium, and the Dodgers are going to get it now in 2022.
Does that include the home run derby?
Yeah, there's going to be nothing.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I love the home run derby. I love
so much fun.
When they changed the rule to make it to the countdown round, the timed rounds, it's awesome. It's so much better than the 10 outs, or whatever it was before.
See, my only knock on the timer is really the hang time.
Oh, that's a fair point. That's true. Because you're going to get some of the high arcing home runs. Or even
Yeah, and, that takes off like 5-6 seconds.
Right. Anybody else got anything baseball to talk about? Let's see. I think we got everything.
Now, I'm going to throw in a quick point, though.
Sure.
The UFC, not baseball, because I think we're good with baseball, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Khabib, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Nurmagomedov. You guys know Khabib, the one who beat McGregor?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
His father just passed away from COVID complications.
Ah, that sucks.
Yep. Rest in peace to that dude, but I guess into NHL.
Where did we
yeah,
get that mess?
Let's get into hockey. So the most exciting sporting event since everything kind of broke down was the NHL draft lottery last week. We'll look at the top 8 first before we get into the number 1 overall pick mess. The Buffalo Sabres are picking 8th. The Devils are picking 7th. Anaheim goes 6th. Ottawa gets number 5. Darren, the Detroit Red Wings, the worst team by far in the NHL this past season, get the 4th overall pick.
Yes, sir. They do. We got screwed yet again in the draft.
Well, I think they kind of had. I mean, they had to be as fair as possible, but the way it ended up is what's going to make people the most mad. We'll just, before we talk about that, we'll go number 3. The Ottawa Senators are picking 3rd with the pick they got from the Erik Karlsson trade from San Jose. The Kings gets number 2, and picking number 1 and most likely getting Alexis Lafreniere, a team to be determined from the NHL playoffs, which was wild to me. But first, let's talk about the Red Wings a little bit. Darren, you knew they were tanking this whole season from just kind of the way it went.
Yeah.
When you saw the Red Wings card flip to number 4, first thing that popped into your head?
I knew it was going to happen. I had a bet with my old man. He said they were going to get the top pick, and I knew my luck wasn't that good. So once I saw it in 4th place, I had the feeling in my stomach. There's nothing I can do about it, but I'm kind of positive because we have Stevie Y as a general manager now. So
Great GM.
I'm assuming he can actually do something with it.
This draft is actually pretty deep too. So if you scout right, there's a really good chance the Wings can get somebody really good that'll help.
Yeah, we need a lot of help on both offense and defense. We need a goaltender. It's the whole organization's a mess.
So to get the number 1 pick, so what it's going to do is the losers of the 4 play-in round games for each conference. So there'll be 8 teams. Each have a 12.5% chance to get the pick. So theoretically, let me look at the bracket quick. I don't know what I did with it.
I got it here if you want it.
Oh, nope, I got it. Here it is.
Yeah.
So the play-in rounds in the Eastern Conference are as follows. 8-9 matchup is the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Columbus Blue Jackets. 5-12 is the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Montreal Canadiens. 7-10 is the New York Islanders and Florida Panthers. 6-11 is the Carolina Hurricanes and the New York Rangers. In the West, 8-9 is Calgary, Winnipeg. 5-12 is Edmonton and Chicago. 7-10 is Vancouver and Minnesota, and 6-11 is Nashville and Arizona. So the losers of those play-in series would be thrown into the pot. There'd be a new lottery. Everybody has an equal chance to get the number 1 overall pick. So theoretically, the Pittsburgh Penguins with Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin could add Alexis Lafreniere. The Blackhawks could look into Alexis Lafreniere, maybe extend their dynasty a little bit more. Oof. Or the Rangers, which I would love, would also would put a big jump into their rebuild with Alexis Lafreniere.
That would be so wild if that happens for the Rangers.
I would love it. Like the Rangers, to me this year, they were good enough to make the playoffs. Honestly, this season started slow, but the way we kind of turned it on was awesome. Mika Zibanejad put himself in the elite center conversation. Artemi Panarin should win the Hart. They're going to be really good next year. Tony DeAngelo is going to get a ton of money with the way he played. He's an RFA going into the next year. The Rangers are going to have some tough cap situations, but imagine adding Alexis Lafreniere when the Rangers need winger depth. Oh my God, it'd be awesome. But not guaranteed. Everybody has an equal chance. But then also, if the season doesn't happen, if the NHL can't get this back together and there's no season, the lottery for the number 1 pick would be the teams who were not going to make the playoffs. So that would be the Columbus Blue Jackets, Montreal Canadiens, Florida Panthers, the Rangers, the Winnipeg Jets, the Chicago Blackhawks, the Wild, and the Arizona Coyotes would all get thrown into that pot. There actually might be a couple more, but nope, that's it. Those 8. They would be thrown into the pot for the number 1 pick.
Quite honestly, if I might jump in, yeah. I think the Chicago Blackhawks would be dangerous if they end up with that first pick. You know, they got Patrick Kane, they got Jonathan Taves, DeBrincat. They just picked up Derby Kirby Doc.
They could possibly extend their dynasty a little bit longer. Yeah. I'm not saying they would win another cup, but they could still be really good for another few years.
Absolutely.
With their current core.
Yeah, they could definitely make some noise in the West next year.
So with the number 1 overall pick stuff, we covered that. The playoff, for now, if we have it, will be a 2014 playoff, even though technically the first round is not the playoffs. We went over the bracket. The only thing we didn't cover is the top 4 seeds in each conference will be playing a round robin to determine seeding. So theoretically, the Bruins, who won the President's Trophy, could be the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference, which would be.
There's 24 teams going for the playoffs.
They are an absolute scary team.
Boston?
Yes. I don't know. It's just they're just so gritty, you know.
Gritty? I thought that was the Flyers.
Oh, that freaking mascot's terrifying. But we look like we have the 2 hub cities. Have you guys seen this news?
Yes.
Yeah.
It looks like Toronto and Edmonton are going to be the 2 hub cities, with Edmonton hosting the conference finals and the Stanley Cup final. That hasn't been confirmed by the NHL yet, but I think it was Elliot Friedman tweeted that out yesterday. It was either him or Bob McKenzie. I just don't remember which one it was. Which honestly, probably the right call. Canada's in a lot better place with the virus than we are, and it kind of gave me a little more hope that they might play. The issue now is just getting there.
Yep. It's a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
Plus, getting through training camp without any more people testing positive or any an obscene number of people testing positive.
I mean, I would have loved it if they did land on Dakota.
That would have been awesome. Playing like a college campus or something. Put them in North Dakota and then New Hampshire.
Yes. Oh my.
I think the main issue they ran into there was like housing or lodging for the players. I don't know if there would have been enough room.
Yeah, they probably would have been hours away from wherever they were playing.
Yeah, plus
a central hub they could put in. Like, well, I know Minneapolis was a place before everything happened, but they need a central hub. Where is it? It's Vegas and
no, Edmonton and Toronto. There's going to be 2, Shrimp.
They were discussing Vegas as a possible hub.
Vegas was going to be a shoo-in, but their virus numbers have jumped up.
Well, the issue is you need to keep it in a place in which everyone could get to by traveling, mainly by car. They don't want everyone to fly. You can't put it in North Dakota because how are you going to get to someone?
No, they're still going to fly there, Shrimp. They'll have their chartered planes.
They'll fly there, but it's still not in like a city metropolis area. Like, you need to be surrounded by all that stuff to make it easier. You can't put it in like North Dakota. It'd be pretty cool though, but
yeah, it'd be cool, but there's not much for the players to do.
The players can't do much though. They got to be in the bubble most of the time. They're going to have stuff in the hotels, and I think I read that they were going to have like specific restaurants for them to go to, but they can't go like clubbing every night or something like that.
Yeah, but they won't have the same activities as the NBA players will have if they landed on Dakota.
Right, that's very true. So as for some virus stuff with the NHL, Tampa Bay had to shut down their facility a couple weeks ago. They had 3 players and 2 staff test positive for the coronavirus, but they have reopened. So the NHL, since this is all started, they announced that since phase 2 of the league's return to play started, 26 players have come back positive. That's out of 250. The only issue is there's going to be about 450 more players that have to come back and be tested now. The players still have to vote on official terms for phase 3 to start. Camp is supposed to start July 10th.
okay.
It'll be. See, what's different about the NHL is, there's so many players who come from Europe and Russia and all that.
Right.
So it's interesting to see like what the virus numbers are over there, like what they could possibly bring back.
The Rangers, I read today, they had one of their beat reports tweeted that all their European players were back. So Panarin, Zibanejad, all those guys.
Did they stay in the States or?
No, they went home. They all went home. Like Sweden, I know didn't lock down or anything. So like we have Jesper Foss is Swedish, Henrik Lundqvist is Swedish, Mika's Swedish. I don't think I'm missing anybody. There's a bunch of Kakko's Finnish. So there's a lot of Scandinavian guys, plus the Russians. So it is going to be interesting to see. It's just there are 2 Florida teams in the NHL playoffs with the Panthers and Lightning, and it just that still makes me nervous. So we'll see. Yeah. We'll see if the NHL can play. I hope they do.
Yeah, the NHL playoffs are by far the best.
Oh God, yeah. Anybody else have any hockey things before we jump into basketball?
Nope. Yeah, no, I think I'm good.
All right, we'll jump into the NBA restart then. So the NBA will be restarting with teams in Orlando. They're going to be at ESPN's Wide World of Sports on the Disney Orlando campus. I think there are 22 teams coming back. 22 teams will be coming back, and they had a 108-page health and safety protocol. They're going full speed ahead still, even though Florida's kind of jumped up a lot in coronavirus cases. They're looking for July 30th start for games, but the first 2 being the Jazz and the Pelicans. Had to get Zion in there.
Yeah, they made the special Zion rules too.
Right. And then the Clippers and the Lakers, which are probably 2 of the best teams in the league. They tested 351 players, only 25 tested positive, which actually isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Sorry, Andy, go ahead.
I'm good.
Okay, sorry. And then they also have players who have elected to opt out, which you can't really blame them. That list includes Trevor Ariza, David Bertans, Avery Bradley, Willie Cauley-Stein, Wilson Chandler, DeMarcus Cousins, DeAndre Jordan, and Thabo Cephalosha. I assume it'll get a little bit bigger, but I think the superstars like LeBron and those guys want to play.
Yeah, this playoff isn't happening without LeBron, Giannis, all those guys.
They need the stars to play. They're also discussing apparently a smaller hub with the teams that didn't make the playoffs to kind of keep them playing. Apparently the Knicks missed the conference call about that, so they can interview head coaching candidates. But that's going to be a thing possibly in Chicago, so we could get Cavs Warriors again.
Yay!
So we have a little bit of info on the bubble in Orlando. Players are looking to get there next week, July 7th to the 9th, something around there, looking to arrive at Disney. They have to have 2 negative tests 24 hours apart, so they'll be quarantined in their room. They're staying at different hotels on Disney, the Grand Destino, the Grand Floridian, and the Yacht Club Hotel, which sounds awesome. The Magic, who are still playing, have to stay in the bubble, even though it's in Orlando. They can't send them home. What else? Face masks, of course. Disney food. They got 2K and all that stuff. DJs. It's gonna be fun. It's like summer camp for the NBA.
Oh yeah. You see the ring that they're gonna have to wear?
Oh yes, I just read something, but where is it?
Oh, yeah, the little
The proximity alarm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that high tech ring. You know that they'll give them like a 3-day notice if they show any symptoms of the virus.
Yeah, it's a mood ring essentially.
It's smart. If it works, why not? Let's do it. What else we got? 2K, barbers, manicures, spa, card games, DJs. I said already.
I'm jealous of the NBA because they're having access to movies that I won't drop until the fall.
They're having fun over there, really.
Like I saw that they're gonna have access to Black Widow. Very jealous.
Players can leave if they have if they have a kid being born, which Gordon Hayward said either today or a couple of days ago that he would leave because he's having a kid, sick relative, weddings, and that stuff. But they have to be known as far advanced as possible. Oh my God, I can't speak English. They're gonna have players tested positive. It's just they have to quarantine them. They're prepared for that, and then players are allowed to attend other games. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And they also
No scouting reports.
you touched on it before, the 2K thing. They just announced the 2K cover athletes as well.
It was Kobe for one, and then
Current gen was Damian Lillard, who of course had a great year last year. Zion Williamson was the next gen one, and there were 2 additions of the Kobe Bryant one for his past, like when he was number 8, the beginning half of his career, and one for when he was 24. It's the Mamba Forever package.
good. I like that. That's a very
Yeah, that was definitely cool. You know what was cool? Like on the 8 jersey, they put the Nike logo on it. That was cool that they incorporated today's NBA jerseys into that.
I didn't even know they did that. Oh, look at that. You're right. I'm looking at the picture now.
But what I do, as marketable as Zion is, I do feel it should have been John Morant because he did play.
That's very true.
Virus.
But it is Zion. Like I don't know if you guys follow college basketball as closely as I do, but watching because Duke plays in the ACC, which is the same conference as Syracuse, so it was just hype was insane. Even though we beat Zion and Cameron, I'm just gonna put that out there right now.
You got to put it on Zion. I mean, he really is. I'm not a big college player. I can't name anybody from college basketball besides. Did Tyler Hero came from college basketball? The only reason why I can name him.
Played at Kentucky.
The only reason why I can name him is because he came to the Heat. But Zion was the only one I can recognize. And I don't watch college basketball, but
It was insane the amount of hype around Zion Williamson at Duke. It was
I mean, once you hype up somebody as the next LeBron, I mean, you got to strap that rocket to him, which they have.
right. And now there's also the possibility that he was paid to go to Duke, but we don't have to get into that right now.
Never have to get into that.
All right. Anybody else got any basketball stuff?
No, I just.
Well, it's kind of crazy. Like back to Zion, it's kind of crazy how much he added to the other Duke players like Cam Reddish and R.J. Barrett going. What did they both go in the top 5, top 8?
Right. Well, that Duke team had, I think, the top 3 recruits in the country for that year coming in. They were preseason number 1. Like people thought they would go undefeated and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
They didn't even make the Final Four.
Yeah, they fell a little short.
Yeah, that was a good Michigan State team. They probably should have lost in the second round to UCF. UCF missed 2 layups at the buzzer to beat them.
Yeah. But, typical Duke fashion,
They always find a way to win.
That Wisconsin national championship.
Oh, that was brutal. Wisconsin stopped playing like that, like Wisconsin in the last 5 minutes. Otherwise, they would have beaten them.
Yeah. Sad.
Oh,
I wanted Frank Kaminsky to win that year so bad.
that Wisconsin team was so fun. At least it wasn't Kentucky.
Yeah. Oh man, when Kentucky was so good, when was it? Maybe
15. It was
15 or
it was that
16?
Yeah, they were 38-0 going to the Final Four, and Wisconsin beat them.
Yes. Like Kentucky was like, did they lose like 2 games all year that year?
No, they were 38-0. They were undefeated.
There we go.
2012 when they won the national championship, they had 1 loss, and that was to, I think, Ole Miss. I don't remember. Oh no! It was Indiana at the buzzer. I remember watching that game. It was against Indiana in Bloomington. So if we're out of basketball stuff, you guys want to jump to the NFL?
Yes.
Sure.
All right.
Finally,
So-
a real sport.
Sell the Stidham jersey.
No, I'm not selling my Stidham jersey. We'll get to the Patriots in a second. We actually had 2 breaking news things when we were talking about this. I got a couple notifications. So there's a developing story where the players vote in favor of playing no preseason games in 2020. So the one time I actually want them to have a preseason, they're not going to have it.
I mean, they have to do it because of what's going on with the coronavirus. But
Right.
I'm just saying, Hard Knocks is going to be absolutely trash without the preseason.
Yeah, well, they could probably. Yeah, it's not going to be that good.
Don't they have 2 teams for that this year?
It's going to be
Rams
the
and
Chargers and
Chargers.
the Rams.
Oh,
But,
God.
the Rams were just on like 3 years ago. So it's like the only difference is Sean McVay, really.
To be honest, though, I don't think I've ever even watched Hard Knocks.
I haven't
Oh,
either.
I love Hard Knocks. It's so good.
I've watched the Amazon behind the scenes thing that goes like during the regular season with NFL teams. I think that's awesome. Like they did the Eagles last year. It was really good.
I think I watched a couple episodes when they did Cardinals.
Yeah, that was the first one. It was the Cardinals, then the Rams when they were bad with Jeff Fisher. I forget who the third one was, and then this past year was the Eagles. Oh, the Panthers. And then the second piece of news, which hold on before I say that, the NFL preseason. I mean, nobody likes it anyway that much. I think the canceling it is good. It limits the exposure to other people. Like it keeps the teams in a bubble for as long as humanly possible. So like the Patriots can just inter squad, or the Giants can just inter squad. But it stinks with the Patriots QB situation. I wanted to see how that kind of developed. Before we get into that, another thing was David Njoku of the Browns has requested a trade.
I thought he was gone.
No,
Did he really?
Yeah, I got it
Trade?
from Schefter 20 minutes ago.
Oh,
David Njoku and his agent Drew Rosenhaus asked today for the team to trade him.
that's all because of Austin Hooper signing?
I don't know. Probably has definitely has something to do with it. I mean, the Patriots should try and do something there.
On the other end of that, OBJ was saying he's staying in Cleveland.
He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, no.
I know we keep saying it, but OBJ, Baker, Hooper, and Nick Chubb is still on that. Is Hunt still on?
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, they got no excuses if they don't make the playoffs with that team. I'm still on the Baker Mayfield as a good quarterback train.
You might be the only one.
I think you're the only one, Shrimp.
I mean, he could be good. It's just he's got to keep his
plays for the
focus
Browns.
on football.
They still have Juice as well, and Juice had a hell of a year last year. He had a better year than OBJ.
They had former
Odell was playing hurt.
That's true.
That was Odell at times with watch.
So was Mohamed Sanu, Shrimp's favorite player of all time.
Sanu. Oh my God.
So let's talk about the Patriots. So the Patriots didn't draft a quarterback, didn't sign anybody. But a couple days ago, Cam Newton is a New England Patriot on a 1-year deal.
Love it.
It'll be a lot of fun to see Cam over there, to be honest. I mean, it's better than having 3 quarterbacks for $5 million.
I love it. It's a win-win for the Patriots. It's a win-win and there's a losing scenario. If Cam's still got stuff left in the tank and can stay healthy, that's awesome. If somehow Stidham beats him out, then he's the future. Great, I love that.
You only want
But
Stidham
if they both,
because you bought his jersey.
I did buy a Stidham jersey, but no, he's. I'm just saying, if Stidham is I think they see something in him. Otherwise, Belichick would have tried to draft a quarterback or would have kept Brady around. But I think there's something there. So those are two both winning scenarios. But then if they both aren't very good, and so like if Cam gets hurt and Stidham isn't very good, and we just start with Brian Hoyer, then it's Trevor Lawrence time, I would think.
Tank for Trevor.
Tank for Trevor.
But yeah, I think it's a good move for the Patriots. It jumped them, I think, from 25-1 to win the Super Bowl to 20-1. I think they're the favorites in the AFC East again. I think they're going to win that division anyway.
I don't get how they never weren't the favorites. The only ones they lost were Brady and Van Noy.
They lost a couple others on defense. Jamie Collins has gone to.
Having a great year as it was.
No, he had a good year last year.
It's all because of the Bills' hype, really, right now with Josh Allen. They rebuilt the defense. They just got Stephon Diggs.
The Patriots defense is still the best defense in the NFL. They were going to keep him in. Like if Stidham stunk, they were going to keep it. They were going to keep the Patriots in games anyway.
Yeah.
It's also now with if you add Cam and he's still Cam, plus you have Sanu coming, who was hurt most of last year. Shrimp, I know you don't really like him. N'Keal Harry was hurt most of last year coming back. You still have Edelman. You add Marquise Lee and a couple other guys. I would have picked the Patriots to win the AFC East, even with Stidham as a starting quarterback going in. With Cam, absolutely.
It's not that I don't like Mohamed Sanu. I just don't know why they put as much money for him as they did.
Because they needed a receiver, Shrimp.
Yeah, they needed depth.
I'd rather
look at the Patriots.
I'd rather get Corey Coleman back.
Yeah, well, he's coming off his ACL injury.
That's true.
Right.
I love the Marquise Lee signing.
I do too.
Jacksonville had an insane amount of talented receivers with Dede Westbrook, Moncrief, who was Chris Conley was over there. Who was DJ
Shark? Yeah.
Lee. They had an insanely talented group of receivers, so I'm very happy. I would love to get Dede as well, but I don't think he's going anywhere.
With
Westbrook?
Dede Westbrook from Jacksonville to Patriots, but I think he's locked in.
I mean, he's got some issues to Ernie. Wasn't there like drug allegations?
Dede?
I have no idea.
I don't think so. Let me see.
I've never heard anything about that.
Maybe I'm thinking of someone
look
else.
like it. Who's the second best team in the AFC behind the Chiefs then?
The Ravens.
The AFC.
Oh, the
yeah.
Ravens. I don't know why I told you that the Ravens were a thing.
They're just such a quiet team sometimes. They're kind of easy to miss.
Chiefs, Ravens,
Pats.
Probably
I would probably agree. Yeah, I would probably agree with that, Shrimp. That'd probably be my top three. I don't know why I totally just went on that.
Then NFC, it's probably the 49ers,
Niners,
and who's in second? Saints are third.
the Giants.
It's probably the Cowboys.
Maybe
Second best.
On paper, they're second best.
Maybe the Packers, but I don't know. I think Rodgers.
I don't know about the Packers.
I don't know who's in second. Seahawks. We'll throw in that. I think Seahawks better than Saints. I don't know.
I think the NFC is more open as usual than the AFC. The AFC has those top three, and I don't think anybody else is going to get to the Super Bowl this year.
Well, I just don't get how the Saints haven't made it to the Super Bowl. With
Oh, what about the Bucks?
I was gonna say Tom Brady.
Oh my God! How did we
The
forget
Bucks.
no, Bucks I don't understand the hype behind the Bucks.
It's gonna be interesting to watch. I know that.
Yeah, tell me about it. Who they got at running back? Is it still what's?
Peyton Barber.
I thought they signed him
Oh, Ronald Jones.
Ronald Jones.
already.
Yeah.
That's who it was. But they didn't sign him. They had him. They should just run like a double wing with two tight ends.
Well, they also just got Keyshawn Vaughn from the draft.
They got to run like Gronk and O.J. Howard.
And it's nice that they just drafted Tristan Wirfs.
Better.
The fourth best team. That's what I'm going with.
In the NFC.
NFC, yeah.
I think that's fair. And then the last thing for football-wise that I have is we don't have to get too into this. We don't have to talk about the political stuff. But the Redskins released a statement this morning saying they were going to review the team's name. So it looks like they're going to change it. I don't want to get into the political side of it, but that looks like it's probably going to happen.
Most likely.
Warriors is a much cooler name.
There was one my friend sent me. Where is it? It was something like the Red. It was the Red Tails, which
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yep.
that would be really cool. It honors the Tuskegee Airmen, which were the first African American military aviators. I would love that. I think that's a great idea. But I think it's time probably for the Redskins to change their name, and I don't think we have to go very much further into that. Anybody else got football? Any other NFL things that we missed?
I just miss it so much, and I miss fantasy football.
Hey, at least the one positive, if there's no season, I don't have to see Tom Brady in a Bucs uniform.
I'm interested to see that.
I might die if there's not a football season.
Oh my God, I think college football is out the window. I really do.
It normally starts before the NFL, correct?
August. They usually start spring ball right about now.
But you can't have kids who are supposedly playing for free, risk getting seriously sick.
Yeah, that was actually the next thing on my notes. There's been a ton of Clemson had a positive test. Clemson had 30. LSU had a ton. I think it was almost that many. Kansas State. It's gonna go up, and I think the most important thing is just get kids back on campus. If sports have to take a seat till January, is what it is, I guess. As much as it would suck.
I mean, probably if they really need college, if college sports are going to come back, they're going to have to adopt what the NBA is doing and seclude the players somewhere else.
Which you can't do on a college campus, I don't think.
Yeah, no, because that would be probably considered special treatment.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't treat them any differently than the other students at whatever school. You could just do a Northeastern college football season because that seems like where it's safest. So just lump in Syracuse, UConn, BC, the other Northeastern schools will play for a national championship. I am okay with that.
If there is college football, it's probably only going to be Ivy League.
Well, the Ivy League doesn't even know. They might go. They were looking at a spring season or canceling one or the other. I got a notification that said that it would be the Northeastern schools. I remember the commissioner of the SEC said that if the SEC has to play and call themselves national champion, they'll do it. I don't think they can do that. I don't know. But other college news, UConn back in the Big East. They're home, boys.
Oh, I'm so happy they're back.
It's good for UConn. I mean, I'm obviously a Syracuse fan, but UConn has a special place in my heart where it's good for them. That's where they belong. They're a basketball school anyway. I know the football will be independent, but that's where they belong for sure.
Absolutely. Back in the day with the Big East tournaments.
Oh my God, I've watched so many old Big East tournament games. I miss it so much.
Yeah, too bad. Syracuse went to the ACC.
Football. We went for the football money. It's also, I mean, you get to play Duke and Carolina in basketball every year, so it's probably just as good as a basketball conference.
Absolutely.
But it's just the rivalries aren't there. We try to market a rivalry with Duke. We don't have a rivalry with Duke. It's BC and Pitt, maybe, but mostly Pitt. But we don't have a true rival in the ACC at all. Now, you got to give it 10, 15 years. We play Georgetown every year, which that's our biggest rival in basketball, but no more rivalries anymore, unfortunately. Then the last thing I have is Liverpool. We have a soccer point. First time in 30 years they've won the English Top Flight Championship. It's their first Premier League championship. So congrats to the Reds. Do you guys have any soccer input?
Absolutely not.
I haven't really watched the game, but from what I hear, the crowd noise that they've added is actually working very well.
It works really good. Chelsea played West Ham. Chelsea's my team. We played West Ham yesterday or 2 days ago. And when they scored, I forgot there were no people in the stands. It sounds really, really good. I think the NBA is going to do that with 2K sounds or something. Sorry, go ahead, Andy.
I was just saying that'll be interesting.
And then the last thing I have is the TBT, the basketball tournament, starts tomorrow. That's a bunch of it's alumni teams like Syracuse's Bayheim's Army, stuff like that. So it's basketball. It'll be on the ESPN Family Networks. They're playing Quarantined in Columbus, Ohio. And if anybody else doesn't have anything, that's it.
No, I've got nothing. I'm just waiting for football so I can live again.
I need anything. Baseball hopefully gets at least something in if they don't finish the season, which I don't even know if they'll be able to, but positivity.
I mean, we'll get at least a solid month and a half.
I hope so. All right, so that's it. We'll wrap it up. That's been the first episode of the Shrimp Cocktail Sports Podcast. Great job, guys. You can follow us on Twitter at Shrimp Sports Pod and at the Shrimp Cocktail Sports Podcast on Facebook. We'll post updates. We'll post the episodes there. We'll tweet sports news. So with that, I'm Jake Narachi for my co-host Andy, Darren, and Shrimp. Thanks for listening.